We got a quorum. Hello, Miss Hill. That's the best part of the Hill clan right there.
To make sure you, yeah.
All right, we certainly have enough to have a quorum. We're going to begin this meeting. Thank you. All right. We, just to confirm, Tara, we have a good quorum here. Okay. So we are going to call this meeting to order. We are here today. Folks, we passed Miss Senator Harrell's SB 610 in this committee. Our last meeting, it passed unanimously. It was well received. This bill was sent back to us from Rules with an amendment or a substitute. We have a substitute measure that you have before you that was sent back from Rules by Representative Pruitt. Representative Pruitt, if you will explain the substitute, and again, I think the members will agree, since we go back in at 1:30, just to explain the changes. Senator Harrell's language is intact, and she is here to confirm that.
What we're going to do here is, if you look at LC 9143S here, Section 1 there has to do with some substance abuse treatment centers. So what we'd probably like to do is take that piece out for now. We'll come back and target that again later. All right, so if we would...
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let me just say this, Representative. So I think that is wise. Since we produced a substitute, there's been some conversations that you and I had and others had. The department seemed satisfied with it, that this would not harm any of these facilities, any residential facilities in any way. However, there are still questions, and I think we should be cautious. So we will just, when we take this up, we will amend this by removing that later in the process. Here in a moment. But so if that is your recommendation, I have to tell you, I think that's wise at this point. So
so Section 2 is continued, the existing language that was in 610 originally. All right, and so the target then is down further on lines 50 and below. And so all that is doing is taking House Bill 1404, which we've already passed and is over in the Senate now, which has to do with the Institutions for Mental Disease, IMDs. I can expand on that if we want to for the interest of time. It's just 1404, the exact same language taken out of that and stuck on the bottom of this because it is in the subject matter of waivers as well.
Representative Pruitt, so 1404 is a measure, it passed unanimously, am I correct, in the House?
I think we had 3 people that were against it.
No, that's okay, but everyone should know the vote. So there were 3 no votes, the balance of the House was yes votes.
Yes.
And so I do think it's reasonable that you explain what that bill did, which is line 51 through 56, briefly to the members, just as a reminder.
Absolutely, yeah. So the House Rural Development Council, that was a finding from that council that came out that said that, hey, this is something we could target. And what we're doing is we're trying to increase access to mental health care for our private psychiatric hospitals, IMDs, Institutes for Mental Disease. And so a waiver application was created through Medicaid in 2015. Subsequently, about 30 states have applied for those waivers. 2017, they expanded it to include substance use disorders, and so you can see there on the last line there, it talks about substance use disorders as well. So it's mental health and substance use disorders, private psychiatric hospitals within the state of Georgia. They can now accept patients with Medicaid. They are currently receiving those patients right now through emergency procedures and things, and they are not getting paid for those. So there's a good many beds out there that could be supplemented to add on to increase access.
Representative Pruitt, just to be clear, so these individuals, as with almost all of our mentally ill across the state, are supported through government already. They're either on Medicaid or they're served through community service boards. But in this case, these are individuals that are already on Medicaid, but they often find themselves in facilities like Peachford is up this way, Charter by the Sea, these different types of, and they
Or
are
our
not
jails.
currently able, even if
Yeah.
they treat those individuals, they are not able to bill Medicaid for them.
Yes, sir.
Is
Well
that what
put.
you're trying to?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm trying to encapsulate it for the committee in the brevity of time. Okay, we have a couple of questions. Is there anything else, sir, before we go to questions?
No, sir, that's a
Okay.
synopsis.
All right, we have a question that is Representative, is that Robichaux? Okay, I'm just, Robichaux. Trying to make sure I had the right number. Okay.
Just a real quick question, and I know it's not really existence now, but if there is a private hospital that has some dedicated psychiatric beds, could they also fall under this Medicaid waiver concept so that those beds could be covered under Medicaid if needed?
You said a private hospital?
Well, a regular
Yeah,
hospital,
yeah,
so
I
they,
th- I
it's
think
not
they're
just a pure
existing. I
psychiatric.
think that's existing right now. Is that, okay, yeah.
But do they qualify, but they would also qualify for Medicaid payment of those beds?
If you'd like to speak to it, that's fine.
Just want to make sure they're included.
Question? No, not yet. But I just want to make sure you got one for the moment. We'll let
Thank
them
you.
finish
I'm
answering.
John Bozeman, represent UHS Health Facilities. Peachford's one, a number, we've got about 13 hospitals in Georgia. So yes, if you're a medical hospital, you can already receive Medicaid. This simply says if you're a freestanding hospital, you can't get SSI Medicaid. This would allow a waiver so that they could receive reimbursement so that we could expand accessibility across the state.
Thank you.
Clarification. Okay, did they say that section 1 would be removed?
Yes, in a moment, we're going to strip out Section 1, Representative Scott.
Okay.
There were some concerns, and I think in the interest of time, we don't want to rush it, and it
Okay.
may be an issue that just needs to be addressed next year.
Okay,
So in a moment, we'll take a motion to remove Section 1 from the substitute you have before you. That is
Okay.
correct.
I just want to clarify.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you
you.
for the question. Representative, oh, okay. All right. Any further discussion? Okay. We have Representative Allen.
Just wanted to make the motion to remove section 1.
Okay. Betsy, you have that. We have a motion to, and I guess we should have had a motion on let's begin with a motion on the substitute in its entirety first.
Move do pass.
Move do pass. Do we have a second? Okay, we have a second. All now for discussion. Now, Representative Allen, would you like to go again?
Yep, make a motion to remove section 1.
Okay. Ms. Howerton? Makes it simple, doesn't it? All right. So we have a motion. All in favor of the amendment to remove Section 1?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So now we have the substitute before you. That's LC 339143S minus Section 1. All you have is Section 2 and Section 3. Which basically is Representative Pruitt's and, of course, Senator Harrell's bill. All right, all in favor of the now substitute? Any opposed? Okay, the substitute passes unanimously. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.